So, number 3, we are starting with one of our least favorite bachelors of all time.
Oh, man.
Peter the Pilot and his finale.
Yeah, I actually said Hannah Ann, Pilot, Sweet Gnomes versus Pilot
Sweet
Pete.
Gnomes. Yes.
That's who he
So we
broke up
started
with.
off Pilot Pete's season pissed.
Yeah.
Because they went over the head of Mike Johnson, the perfect bachelor sitting before us.
Yep.
Megawatt smile. Veteran.
The veteran part, really.
The veteran part is what fucking killed me.
Yeah.
You talk about all American, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's right there.
Mm-hmm.
They reached over his head and plucked Peter the Pilot, the windmill guy.
Yeah.
As the bachelor. So starting off, we were already fucking pissed. Starting the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole season, he just rewarded bad behavior the whole season long.
I know. I trauma responded, so I don't really remember the whole thing.
Suppressed it.
But I remember his final 3 and being like, none of these girls are going to work out.
Yeah, come on. Come
right?
On. No. Ooh. And he was giving out the roses like pacifiers. That was our whole thing. He was handing them out to some of the worst women ever. He gave us Victoria Fuller. Who,
iconic!
Iconic, the Black Widow herself.
The best hometown of all time.
All time. I don't even think he met her family, right?
Did not. Nope. Stayed outside. And she called him a nasty ass, rude ass bitch. And he left like on a bike or something.
I just remember him outside in the cul-de-sac, like circling the block.
Yep. Oh my God. The best one-on-one date. They went on a one-on-one date. It was fully a concert for X.
Yep.
So good. So good.
But she like treated him so obviously like garbage, and he just kept her around the whole season. He did that with so many women. It was like, what am I watching? This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
No, he's 25. He was 25
a child.
Yeah. Very young.
Oh my God. So we get into the finale. Wait, sorry. I also want to mention another reason why we hated him too. During his season, I think the first like 2-3 episodes, that whole expose dropped from his ex.
Oh shit!
Who revealed that he was
one.
He was another one. He had a girlfriend right up until going on the show.
Yeah.
So that was in the back of my mind the entire time watching. I could not stand this guy.
Yeah.
And then he made every wrong move, every wrong decision. I was like,
oh my God. So, and he wasn't Mike and he wasn't Tyler. So he wasn't 2 people.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That's true. Tyler C was from her season 2. Oh my God. So yeah, it was gonna be rough regardless. Watching this man do anything, breathe, and I'm pissed. Like mad. Oh my God. So then we get to the finale. So he has Hannah Ann like a motherfucking Cabbage Patch doll. I couldn't take her seriously the whole season.
I know. She looked so young, right?
So young.
Yeah. They were all young. They were all young.
It was a young cast,
but she looked like so.
She specifically.
Babyish.
Yes.
She still does.
She does. She's a very young face.
You know what? She gives AI now.
She does.
You know.
She does. Hannah Ann, what you up to? I haven't seen her.
Girl,
she still got that million forever ago. Oh yeah, there she go. Oh yeah, she married a football player or something. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, she makes it to the end. And she was all in on him. Meanwhile, Maddie, Miss Madison Pruitt, who's become a whole character in her own.
She took that shit and ran.
She cornered that little market girl. What?
Because that market's not little. That market's huge.
It's a huge market. I got to give her props for that. She knew what she was doing.
She wrote that biography. She had no business writing. She was 23 years old. What the fuck kind of memoir is this? Talk about basketball. Girl, get out of here. And being a virgin.
She was a basketball player. That's true.
Yeah, ball is life. That was her. Girl, you don't get on somewhere. You watching March Madness? I'm watching March Madness. I'm about to give me a Juju Watkins fucking little Funko Pop. And you over here talking about ball is life.
Ball is life.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. But yeah, she talked about saw a market and just ran with it. So Hannah Ann was all in on Peter. Maddie ends up breaking up with him when he told her. First of all, she told him, "Don't be fucking no other hoes in the fantasy suites."
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't do that. He fucked everybody.
I'm the windmill guy. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And so she chucked the deuces and left.
Yeah.
That within itself was also a crazy time. Going into fantasy suites where she laid down the law and was like, "You better not." I was like,
a season after, Luke P was like, "You better not," and she said, "Huh?"
Yeah, exactly. That's true. She pulled exactly what he did. Yeah. And then to Peter, who fucked Hannah, what's her name? B? Like, is known for that.
Yeah.
There's no way he's not having sex in the fantasy. Like, I don't even know what you thought this was about to be, Madison. So yeah, she checks out. He ends up proposing to Hannah Ann, so obviously by default.
Yes, and by the course correction of his cuckoo mama.
Yeah. Oh,
Hannah Ann was engaged to Sweet Gnomes.
Yeah. They were in love with each other. Those two.
Oh my god, they looked alike. It was a whole thing. She just loved that girl.
She really did. That was the moment where she was like, "Go get her. Go get
our love back." Or so she said,
"Go get our girl."
Shit. Yeah, go get our girls.
Go get our girl.
Go get our daughter. She's such a
our daughter. Something.
That lady is so crazy.
That mama is crazy, yo. She's so crazy. Unhinged.
Ooh, she's like boy mom. She gives full,
heavy.
Like
heavy. Yeah. So yeah, he proposes to her very obviously by default. Very quickly realizes she ain't it, and he's still in love with Madison.
Just because he can't have sex with her. That was obvious too.
Yeah.
He loved Madison because he couldn't get her.
The forbidden, the forbidden, whatever. He has to get it. Conquer her in whatever other way he could.
Yeah.
So reaches out to Madison, tells her he's in love with her, wants to work things out, and then goes back and breaks up with Hannah Ann. Or I guess she broke up with... They were trying to give Hannah Ann some power in the end.
They were.
They were really trying. So he goes to her basically to break up, and she's like, "No, I'm breaking up with you." Yeah. Like, it was one of those moments. And then we get to the after the final rose.
This was so iconic.
Where going in, we're like, okay, so Madison and Peter are together, right? Last we saw on film, he's saying he loves her. He breaks up with Hannah Ann. And so him and Madison are together. Okay, cool. Wrong. We open up after the final rose. They're already broken up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already. So again, I'm pissed again.
I know. Because we watched this whole season for no reason.
This whole entire season for absolutely no reason.
For him to still keep texting Hannah Brown.
Oh my God. And Kelly. Who
was in the audience. Oh my God. Kelly.
And another reason why I was so pissed I watched the show, because a girl he had already been with was in his cast.
Yes.
It was like the biggest waste of time of a season. Oh my God. So they're sitting on the couch, broken up. So I'm like, what the fuck am I even supposed to be watching? Like, why am I watching this anymore? He admits he still has feelings for her, but they have, it's difficult. Their values and things are different, whatever. She's explaining to him that the relationship isn't right. But there's still like this air of like, maybe we can be together.
Maybe we could work it out or whatever. Yeah.
And then they put a mic pack on Sweet Gnomes.
At Sweet Gnomes. Okay, that's her name now.
Hooking her up to a mic pack and letting her speak.
In both languages?
And she said Spanish too. She said some fuck shit under her breath to her husband.
She said to her husband before they cut to him. She was saying, ayúdame. Oh, girl. Half of this country can speak Spanish.
Girl. Like, oh my God. I'm going to need you to speak Pig Latin or some shit. Spanish is not it. Everybody knows what you're saying, lady. Like, what was she saying?
She said, listen to me. She said, listen to me.
Oh my God.
Like, don't disagree with me. Right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So funny.
But she's one of those ladies, like, you cannot give her the mic. She's a lady, you put a mic in her hand, she's not letting go of it. And they put her on national television.
which is so smart. I was living.
I mean, it was a fantastic after the final rose. It was so dramatic. Talk about the most dramatic. It was dramatic as hell.
It was. Did you watch her whole monologue?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So you have Barb. We call it, I want to say Snookums. What's it? Sweet Nums. So she's going in on Madison, talking about how she was already done with Madison because Madison made them wait 3 hours when it was time for her to come meet the family. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Madison was supposed to come meet the family. Madison is in the process of like breaking up with him, or she didn't know if she wanted to be with him. So she said the family was all waiting there for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. She arrives late. She doesn't apologize. So she's giving us the full play-by-play, which, ma'am, you got like 35 seconds on camera, but she's going to take the full 3 minutes and give the whole play-by-play. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, I asked her if she was in love with my son. She wasn't in love with my son. And as a mother, it just like wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't what I wanted to hear. And then went on and on about, just waxed poetic about Hannah Ann.
Yeah. Oh my God. She said one compromised and one didn't. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
We wanted Hannah Ann so badly. Mm-hmm. Like just wild, letting loose. Didn't seem to care that a camera was on her and that her son was like trying to get back with this girl on camera. Like,
no.
Didn't seem to care.
Yeah. She cared a lot about Peter's safety as if he was not a full adult.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
she said, I loved Hannah Ann because she loved my child.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, he's on The Bachelor.
On the full ass Bachelor.
Like the last one who got married was before social media. Okay, that's how long ago this was. Just let this man break up with her in peace. You know he's a fuckboy. You have seen the Ring camera. He's bought several bitches into your house. Okay.
Oh my God, he was living at home.
He was living at home that I'm sure you have cooked arroz con pollo for in the morning. Okay, and reheated something up. So please miss me with this. Like, oh my baby, he's grown enough to break up with somebody.
Yes. And this is his decision. This is what he's doing. So this is where as a mother you say, okay, you wash your hands of it. I raised him. This is what he's doing with his life. That's it. She didn't know nothing about that.
No, absolutely not. And here come Madison talk about something. I disagree. Well, I disagree. This is 22 years old. Talk about I disagree. Girl, oh my God.
She was so young.
She was so young talking like that to that lady.
So young.
So I agree, actually, Sweet Gnome. She is rude. And she shouldn't have married your son. I agree. But still, she didn't have to do it like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Well, I understand Maddie because Barbara's going off. Mm-hmm. She said he's going to have to fail to succeed. Now you're calling me a failure. Ain't no way I'm not going to stand up to that. I don't care how old you are. You going to hear my mouth. You ain't just call me a failure. That's crazy.
Did she call her a failure or him a failure?
He's going to have to fail to succeed. Saying like being with me is going to be a failure.
It's going to be a failure. Okay, yeah.
I would take that personal. Yeah. You're telling me that I'm a failure, that we can't work on this, that we don't know better. You know, we don't know best for ourselves.
Yeah.
She said all of his friends, all of the family, we all know it's not gonna work.
Which is not a lie.
It's not a lie. But you don't have to say it.
I know, you don't have to say it like that.
You don't have to say it, lady. Come on.
Oh my God.
She was just unhinged.
Yeah.
And it was so awkward. Like the whole studio audience, you could hear like a pin drop.
I know. They were booing her. They were booing his mother.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God. And then she was going live daily?
Afterwards on Instagram, she was.
Man.
Crazy. So yeah, Madison got kind of the final word. She's like, you know, this isn't just Peter's journey. I'm choosing Peter too, which is true.
That was a setup for her book.
That was a good setup. That was a really good setup. That is true. But yeah, at the end, Peter just looked pathetic.
Yeah, really bad. Hannah Ann looked great.
His
mama looked nuts. Crazy. He let his mother look nuts.
Yeah, truly.
His dad said nothing.
No,
he said nothing. And then Madison looked really like lost and confused.
But also Christian. Yeah, very Christian. She won back a lot of people in that moment when she said, "This is I'm choosing him too." You know. But oh my god, what? Just that whole season, it ended exactly the way it was supposed to end.
Yeah.
Just a fucking disaster. Like,
mm-hmm.
and a waste of time. Like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Peter the pilot.
Damn.
Now let's get into Colton.
Oh my god. So I said this is Colton and half the cast. This is not just Cassie. No. So many people broke up with this man.
So many people are involved. It's watch it. I need to. I almost would want to watch back Colton season. Honestly.
I would love to watch Colton season back again.
Knowing all we know now.
Yeah.
Knowing how Colton and Cassie, how far left they went. The restraining order, the stalking, like how terrible their relationship went. He's now gay, married with a kid. Like,
yeah.
And just seeing how many women in record numbers left his season willingly.
Yeah.
I just want to watch back with those lenses to see what they were seeing, but they didn't know what they were seeing. They just knew something was off about him, right?
Yep.
So I want to start kind of at Cassie's hometowns. Her dad did not mince his words about not being down for this.
Oh my god, I didn't remember her hometown.
Her dad was very clear with her that if she's not, he could see how uncertain Cassie was. And he knew this whole process was supposed to end in an engagement. And in that little bit of time he had with Cassie, he made it very clear to her that if you're not certain, you should not go through with an engagement.
Wow.
And those words rang in her ears.
Yeah.
From that moment on.
Yeah.
That this doesn't feel real. This isn't real. This isn't it. This is not my person. I cannot get engaged to this man. What the fuck are we talking about here?
and remind me, he was a pastor. Are we right?
Oh.
Was he a pastor?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. Or involved in the church somehow. I feel like he was a religious man.
Colton for sure.
Colton was definitely, he was Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah. But Cassie's dad, he was a pastor?
Was
he was, girl. Yeah, he was.
A pastor. Yeah. So he was calling upon Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Knowing this man was no good for his daughter, which is true.
Yeah.
He ended up being terrorizing the whole family.
Yeah. The dad was 100% right. Yeah. So now we fast forward to Fantasy Suites in Portugal. Right before dinner, they surprise Cassie with her dad.
And we're not in the capital of Portugal.
Yeah,
we're not in the city where the airport is, right? We're somewhere like way far out.
Right. He flew in and then they had to put him on a bus and drive him out.
And told no one. In secret, they did this. Brilliant move. Why don't they keep doing this? I need more shit like this.
Oh my God. This is where production really... They were so heavy-handed this season.
Yeah.
This is a crazy thing to do to the lead.
Crazy. Insane. I think this is where Game of Roses says that this was the height of them hating the lead. Yeah. They did not want a happy love story for Colton. They were going to try to blow it up in any way, shape, or form to get drama. Do you think that's a bad decision when 5 people already voluntarily left, one of them in a full white wedding dress? Right. I don't think that's a bad decision, to be honest.
You don't think so?
No. Shout out to Elise. Broke up with him in white.
I love Elise, yeah.
Left like a full train on her dress. Like, I think they were doing what was best for like his love story, which is to end up with no one.
End up with no one?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, we see what happened with Cassie. Like, I think he definitely should have ended up with no one. Meanwhile, previously, he was with Rachel on, oh my gosh, sorry, Tia. I'm sorry, Tia. Tia Rachel.
Oh my God.
Remember on the boat? She was crying.
Paradise.
She was like, please be with me, please. And he was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's true. He was on Paradise before Bachelor, right? And had a crazy, like,
really strange
arc story. Very strange. Tia was like obsessed with him. She was really trying to make it happen. He was not into her, and we couldn't understand why. Like, oh God, oh my God, the lens we all have now watching back Colton's entire time in the franchise is crazy. It's just so crazy. And just like really, I feel for all the women that had any interaction with him.
Me too.
Because it was a waste of your time. And he was so confused and going through his own personal turmoil, and you got caught up in his web of shenanigans.
Yes.
While he's on his own identity journey.
His own internalized homophobia, clearly.
That too. Yeah.
You know, that's very obvious. That's what we were watching. Because I remember prepping for this finale when he was with Cassie in the back and forth. And I remember prepping it with my friend who worked at Trevor Project. Okay. When it came out that he was gay, and the rules of like what happens, and especially with men, what happens when they internalize that homophobia, they have this external misogyny that they display, which he was clearly displaying through this abuse. This happens a lot, where women get stalked, women, they get really jealous, they try to fight other men physically, like it's like a lot of projected misogyny that happens.
Very toxic.
Very toxic. Yep, because they have so much internalized homophobia.
So they fly in Cassie's dad.
Love it.
And her dad again looks her dead in the eye, pleads with her,
begging and pleading, please don't marry this man.
Don't marry this man. Don't settle if you are not sure. Don't do it. And the fact that he's a pastor, that's an interesting little element to it.
I know, considering that Colton did this entire thing because he was religious.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh my god. So instead of going to fantasy suites, Cassie sits Colton down and says she's not in love with him and decides to leave the show. And Colton loses it.
Because did a producer say my dad came? Or her dad came? Or did she say, my dad came, my dad's here. And then he started looking around.
Yes.
I remember him looking, like breaking that fourth wall multiple times. And being like, oh my fucking God.
Backed into a corner. I can trust no one here.
And I'm in the woods in Portugal.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Oh my God. And the person who like allegedly in his heart was like his person. Is now leaving. So like he literally has nobody to turn to. And he knew they gave him the ill motherfucking setup. And he had to get the fuck out.
And my man just started running like Forrest Gump. He thought he was running back to Denver, Colorado, or where the fuck he's from.
Wherever. And we got the epic jumping the fence moment, which, they teased that shit all season long.
And I remember saying on this show, I hope it's worth it.
I hope it's worth it.
And I remember on that day, we were like, it is worth it. This is great, y'all.
One of the best episodes I've ever watched in The Bachelor.
Oh my God, it was so good.
So good. So good. He scaled that fucking fence in one hop. That big ass burly ex-football player hopped and skipped over and was into the night in no time. Like they couldn't find him.
I know. This poor cargo shorts, black hoodie wearing.
Oh, please.
Guy with this.
He can't scale this fence. He has to wait for the garage to open, like the fence to open. You know what I mean? Like.
And he has this fucking $25,000 camera on his shoulder.
Colton was gone deep into the night, disappeared. So, and you could just feel like the betrayal. He just felt betrayed.
Yes, and who was going to get him back from the woods?
Yeah.
Because he was looking around like, oh my God, all of these people made the decision to call this girl's dad.
Yeah.
To convince her that I'm not the one.
Yeah. That's terrible. Yeah. So he comes back. Mind you, Cassie's gone. He still has 2 fantasy suites with Tasia and Hannah G.
Oh my God, Tasia. Oh my God, his breakup with Tasia was so bad.
It was so bad. Ugh. Literally sobbing into her bosom.
Ugh.
He was sobbing.
Yeah, she had to convince him that he was a good person.
Yeah. I hated that. I hated that breakup.
Bad.
It was real bad. And then, so he sends both of them back, sends them home, and then he goes crawling back to Cassie, who they obviously kept locked away in a hotel room. Because they knew what this ending was about to be. She like opens up the door and she has like full face of makeup. She's all smiles, like she knew he was coming. And tells her he broke up with Tasia and Hannah G. He's just here for her. He wants to be with her. They don't have to get engaged. Engagement's off the table. We can just be together. He successfully convinces her and she decides she wants to be with him. And then, she has to meet his family. She has to explain everything to them. They had their overnights and the whole debate of whether they had sex or not.
That was so much. Yeah, because he was a virgin.
So he was the virgin bachelor. But that was a whole... I can't believe that happened.
I can't believe that happened either.
That was a whole thing, yo. He was the virgin bachelor.
How sexualized he was wild.
That too.
He was
yeah.
really over-sexualized.
Yeah. The like shower scenes.
Oh my God. Yeah,
all the shower
they
scenes.
used to do that.
That was, yeah, they went ham on Colton's season with the fucking shower scenes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just playing into that whole, he's let's sexualize him, over sexualize him, but he's not going to have sex. And we're going to talk about that all season long.
Because there's nothing, I think, that a Christian audience loves more. Like a deep religious Christian audience loves more than a sexy virgin. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Like Madison.
But at least with a man, we can't have no Madison in a bikini.
Oh, no.
Talk about your virgin, whatever. But with a man, they can give us the sultry, whatever, a topless, like shirtless, like shower moments, and give the women of the audience a little something.
Yeah.
But yeah, just weird double standard. But yeah, then Cassie and Colton appear on After the Final Rose, all smiles. All right, we literally called our finale episode 2 living crest white strips. They both are sitting there.
Yeah.
Big white teeth.
That might be our best title of all time.
And the picture that went with it. It was so good. Shout out to us.
Yeah.
And just a mess because they didn't last long at all.
No.
Maybe a year.
That's long.
Maybe a year. It was longer than most, but it was still not that long in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, just the ending was horrible as far as their relationship goes. The restraining order. He soon came out as gay. The stalking charges, like all of it. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. And that was Colton season.
Oh man. You guys let us know if we should do a rewatch.
Oh, I would definitely rewatch Colton,
right? I would definitely rewatch, or at least like fun moments or something. I don't know.
Yeah, good episodes,
right? But there were some good episodes in there, and it's just a really interesting study. And like, I think the sexy version is always an interesting one.
They also had that girl. Was she like 19? She was young as hell. She had never kissed nobody.
No, she majored in business administration at Liberty College or whatever the fuck, Christian University or whatever the fuck she went. Yes. And she broke up with him too at the very end. She kissed him and she said, "Oh no, that's not what this supposed to be.
I can't.
I gotta go.
I gotta go." She was one of the ones I loved. That's so crazy. Oh my God. Okay, our number one moment, obviously. Obviously, is Rachel Lindsay and Peter Cross. The way we used to watch this YouTube clip,
emotionally torture myself with this 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Oh my God.
Torture.
And you know we love Rachel. We stand Rachel over here. She's the reason we have this podcast. Yes. We love Rachel. Yes, and Rachel absolutely should not have been with this man. As we know furthermore about this man and furthermore about Rachel, she is where she's supposed to be right now and not
exactly
with
where
this man.
She's supposed to be. Exactly.
But when we tell y'all that me and Natasha were watching this episode, like it was the last quarter, LeBron just tore his ACL.
Yes.
We don't know what's going to happen. Dwayne Wade is like still playing for the Miami Heat. Like it was like it was the craziest moment.
Crazy.
Of our 20s at the time.
Yes.
Like it was so crazy.
It was such a significant moment in our life. Is there like 1 million views in that video? 500,000 of them are ours. Like we would watch this daily. Multiple times a day for a solid like year and a half. I was just torturing myself watching Peter and Rachel break up. Like, why am I watching that?
Oh my God, because it was like the real life Notebook like breakup.
Truly. It was so intense. You could just feel it was so intense. Anyways, let's just start. Peter Cross. One of the finest men ever
cast. My God, today.
My God.
It's still that his limo entrance is the name, the Peter limo entrance.
Yes, period. Like the most epic, iconic first out the limo ever.
Yeah.
His suit, you know, they step out and they button the jacket. He was the first person out on the first Black Bachelor limo. We both were like, oh, that's what we doing. Okay. All right. I'm tuned in.
Yes.
It was crazy. Where did they find that man? Who looks like this? What the fuck is this? Who is that? Like, I was locked in from the moment he stepped out the limo. I was like, oh, it's going to be the best.
Me too. Especially because she was like the oldest bachelorette at the time. She was 33.
She was.
And him having that gray hair.
Oh, the salt and pepper.
It did something. It did something because she was the oldest one. But he was like so swaggy looking old.
Yes. The salt and pepper was wild. Oh, Lord. So anyways.
Sorry, guys.
Pick ourselves back up.
No, I know from how we felt 10 years ago or whatever the fuck.
Like getting hot. Like
I'm dying right now.
Just thinking of Peter walking out of the limo. Just that one moment. Jesus. Whew. So the whole season, Rachel was very intense on leaving engaged, period.
Yes, because her ex didn't know what he wanted, played around with her all the time. She wanted somebody who knew what he wanted.
He knew what he wanted. Peter, now, the entire season, he had reservations about the process the whole time.
He's one of those, like, my sister signed me up.
Yes, one of those. But it was really interesting because he's one of the first people I remember seeing who was, like, openly questioning the validity of this process.
Yes,
and was like moseying along, doing it, but the whole time was pretty consistent. Like, I do not know about this engagement at the end. I'm just going to be real honest with you. Which was refreshing. And like, I liked seeing that honesty, but it was infuriating that it was happening for this bachelorette.
For this woman. Yes.
For her.
Exactly.
I was so pissed.
Yeah.
So he said pretty much from day one, he's only proposing if he's 100% sure, which meant that we knew he was not proposing because how are you going to be 100% sure in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So we knew it was coming. So then their final overnight.
Oh my God.
They have this intense conversation.
Can we start from head to toe? They're wearing the same outfit.
Yes. The gray sweater and the jeans.
Her makeup, impeccable. Gina,
she looked beautiful.
Fucked it up all season. She looked so beautiful. Her lashes were everything.
Lashes were on
was beautiful.
point. Yes.
Oh my God, hair was great. Beautiful.
Yep, beautiful. And I think what was also so sad and intense was we were seeing a couple. There was so much love there, and you could feel it from both of them. But you were watching them essentially become a casualty of this process.
Yes.
And that sucks for them, and it sucked for us as the audience because we wanted to see Peter and Rachel together in the end.
Yes. As much as like we knew, I remember saying to you, Brian's gonna swing her ass from the chandeliers.
Yeah.
Like he is about to turn that fantasy suite out.
Yeah.
And I think she went on Shan's podcast, and I believe that is what happened.
It's true. Okay.
And you know, he's a chiropractor. He was very sexy the whole time.
He was very sexy. He had a great body. Ryan's very attractive. Like, she's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't like hard to believe her and Brian.
Right.
But we wanted her and Peter so badly because of their like obvious emotional connection that was so deep.
Yeah. So they sit for this intense conversation, and it's basically her pleading with him to like figure this out. Like, come on. And she's like, you don't know what you want. He's like, I just don't know what I want tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're supposed to be so sure we want to get engaged. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really fault him for not knowing because it's not been that long.
Yeah.
They don't really know each other.
And he was so realistic and like, if I get engaged, I'm getting married.
Yeah. I'm only getting down once. Like, I'm not doing this again. So she's trying to get him there. He's not letting up. They're both super steadfast in their ways. And there was no compromising for either of them. They were just very uncompromising, both of them. And they were both like grown ass people that were like, I'm not going to compromise on something this major to me, which was also really cool to watch.
Yes, I agree. To watch a couple that was so good together not be together because of logic and not because of love was very real.
Yeah,
that happens a lot. You know?
Yeah. So he basically tells her, go forth and live a mediocre life.
Oh my God, that was awful.
That was terrible.
That was so mean.
It was like his final like dig.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And she's like, why would it be mediocre? Like, why would you say that? And then he's pleading with her. I would give you an amazing life.
Amazing
like, it would
life.
be amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
in
we
Wisconsin,
can't do this.
Girl, okay.
Bumblefuck, but sure.
Opening your gym in Wisconsin, okay.
Oh God. And she just says, she's like, I cannot get to tomorrow and you tell me you just want to be my boyfriend. I can't do that.
I also see that side too.
I understand that too.
Because this is her second time trying to get to the end with this engagement thing, with all these people telling you have to get engaged. And she did it for a boyfriend? Come on.
No. And she like Peter, she was very consistent the entire season. She was very clear with them. I'm here to get engaged. And so that was also what was pissing me off about him, because you knew you stayed in this process knowing what the ending was going to be, but he thought he can somehow swindle her out of that
because of the love, Natasha. Please,
I can't.
I'm literally kicking my feet right now. This was so real for us at the time.
It really was
so
the realest shit. It was crazy.
How invested we were in this woman.
So yeah, I couldn't believe it was happening. I feel like it was happening to me. Like I was breaking up with them. I was the third member of this relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember thinking like the next day I have to take off work.
I need to recover. Like a personal day. Dead ass. So yeah, she's like, I can't just be your boy. Like, you can't just be my boyfriend. I cannot accept that. He just says, then I have to wish you the very best. Yep. And that was that.
Wait, but then he said, if you change your mind, you know where you can find me.
Oh, girl.
He's still trying to get her back.
Still. Because he was so sure it's not going to work with Brian.
Yeah.
This is not your person. I am your person. Do not let this process swindle you.
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah.
And he said, he's like, he looked her dead in the eye. That too. He was like, he looked her dead in the eye and was like, we're both going to regret this decision.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh my God.
Like, she said, maybe. And he was like, I already do. Like,
oh my God.
Maybe he said that. I might have made that part up. But yeah, you know where to find me, come and get me. That was crazy.
That was wild.
That was crazy. And she kind of nodded her head.
I know. Because oh my God, he knew you're still going to love me.
You're still going to love me. Know? Yep. You're going to do what you need to do for you tomorrow. I understand that, but you know where your heart really is. So they get up to leave.
Oh my God. They pull their sweaters down at the same time. Oh, yeah. I remember watching that over and over again.
The sweater tuck.
The sweater tuck. And he put her
coat on, just like being gentlemanly all the way through. And then they walk hand in hand to the elevator and they just like can't say goodbye.
Literally, he said, I can't say goodbye. And she said, me either. He tries to hug her and divert her from the cameras. He breaks the fourth wall. He's looking at the cameras and he's like trying to pull her away. Meanwhile, the cameramen are 360, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
On this. A little. Oh my God. You know, production's in their ear like, follow them.
Yep.
They were like high-fiving in there. I already know. I can't even imagine.
Oh my God, capturing this moment. Because they, like, as much as he saw the cameras, when they were locked in each other, the cameras weren't there.
No.
They were saying goodbye to each other forever. Which is so crazy. They were literally saying goodbye to each other forever.
Oh my God. She was going to get engaged tomorrow to another man.
And there goes Peter. Like, she's literally never going to see Peter again. Why?
Again.
Why would she?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Woo.
And so were we. We too were saying goodbye to Peter.
We were.
Dying.
I'm like, I need to see him on TV every day. Why can't we do this? Like, oh my God. Oh. And then this make out. Oh girl,
it was so hurtful.
it was so full of like sadness and love and just regrets and just they longing for each other.
Yes, yes, the longing. Yes.
The longing.
Bridgerton could never, honestly.
Really. Really. And she kept leaning in for more. She didn't want to stop kissing it. Like
he kept pulling her in.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh. I know Jody is dying editing this.
Oh my God.
Man.
Oh my God. And he says, I love you, Rachel. She says, I love you too. And she looked so pained.
Yeah.
She looked like she was in pain, like physical pain.
Yeah.
As she was turning to leave. And he asks her again, he's like, just take a chance. Take a chance.
Oh my God. Begging her now. They were begging for each other.
They're begging. Take a chance. Just take a chance. And she's like, I can't. I cannot. I can't take this chance. Like, and then they kiss some more.
Yep. Can't let go of each other. Do you remember? I don't remember on After the Final Rose because I don't like to revisit that because she says how painful that was.
Yeah.
But do you remember? Was that conversation like 3 hours long?
Oh, the breakup?
The breakup.
I
right?
think I remember her saying
long?
that. It was many hours long. Like they were pleading with each other.
Do you know how much I would pay? I would pay so much money. I would pay
I would swipe my credit card with the swiftest. I wouldn't even look at the price.
No, not even looking. Nope.
No. To watch every ounce of footage.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It was so heart-wrenching. Like the definition of heart-wrenching.
Yep.
My heart hurt. And you could see the pain that she was in as well. Walking away from him. Oh, it was so sad.
Yeah, but like choosing herself at the same time.
But at the same time, like staying very committed to what she set out to do in this process and not let some man make her change her mind.
Yeah.
To give her some promise that he can't keep.
Yeah.
Yeah. She couldn't take that chance. When he said, take a chance, she's like, I cannot take that chance.
No.
I need to choose myself and what I want.
Oh my God, Rachel.
Oh. And so you get that whole breakup, that like heart-wrenching breakup. And then we have to pick ourselves off the floor. And then we have to watch her get engaged to Brian. That they really did a disservice to Brian that season.
Yeah. This is when they really started to like make the second in line look better in order to make them a good bachelorette
pick.
This is when they really started doing that madness, and it was
because it was most of the season. It was mostly the Peter show.
Oh
like, it was the Peter and Rachel show, and so watching her get engaged to Brian, we were like, "What is this?" And it was weird. Like we love Rachel, we stan Rachel, but also it's like we just saw that breakup. There's no way you're in love with this man.
Well, that's
how?
the thing. Like,
we couldn't. My head couldn't get there.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you're choosing yourself, kind of, in this great way that I want you to do.
Right.
And Brian's very sexy, and they were still playing that mariachi band music when he came on the screen, which was also insane. But I was like, ain't his mama crazy? Remember his hometown?
His hometown was weird.
Like, isn't this like weird? And then like, but is Wisconsin that bad? I don't know. As if this fucking lawyer from Houston, Dallas, or wherever
is going to anybody's
Wisconsin. This Black history family, okay? He's like the first district judge or something.
Judge or whatever.
Something in Dallas. She's like the best lawyer ever. And she's going to move to Wisconsin, open this man's gym. I really wanted that for her. No.
I really did.
I really wanted it. God damn it.
I was like, Rachel, take a chance. Take a chance. I really want her to take the chance.
I know.
Because in my head, I'm like, this whole ring, like, I totally understood Peter the whole time. I was like, this process is crazy.
Yeah, this is wild.
Totally understand you not wanting to get down on one knee to this girl who, you have some love feelings for, but you're not even sure if you are in love with her. Like, this whole thing is manufactured. All of this, you know? But then I also understood her. Like, she's like, I knew what I wanted. And Brian, at the time, she also had very strong feelings for love. She said she loved him.
Wow.
And he was willing to go all in and give her exactly what she wanted.
Yep.
And then that ended. So.
Yeah, I know. And now she's with Willie Jones, who's so handsome.
Which is
and
fabulous
30.
for her. I know, so young.
Love it. She's about to turn 40 in August or something. Or September or some shit. Yeah. Love it.
Do you ever wonder what if with Peter and Rachel?
Okay, I try not to think about it because we read her memoir and he turned out to be not great. So like but it like wondering in the fantasy then when I was like 28 or whatever watching this, absolutely bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wondered so hard. Like what if it was Peter and Rachel in the end? Just such a beautiful couple. Mm-hmm. Just beautiful. And yeah, if they kind of just said for it to happen, it would be her compromising, right?
Right, which I didn't want to see.
Which I didn't want to see.
A black woman compromise.
No. Especially after being so explicit and like shouting for the rooftops, this is what she wants, to then go back on it. I just like didn't want that for her.
Yeah.
But how cool it would have been if if she did go that way. Mm-hmm. Let's say she wasn't shouting from the rooftop and she was just like, all right, we'll see what happens. And they are together sitting on the couch and they said like, they talked about the process and how crazy the process is.
Yeah.
And how it did not make sense for them to get engaged and put such high stakes on something that was still very relatively new. And they needed to take their time. Like I really wanted that, like these two grown people to sit on the couch and talk shit on this format. Like, you know? That I wanted.
That would have been cool. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because we got that with kind of like Colton and Cassie, right? Matt James and Rachel.
For sure. Clayton and Susie.
There's a couple other, you know, people that didn't get engaged, but just like for different reason than Peter and Rachel would have said no. And I wanted these grown people to sit on the couch and just kind of break down how they came to this and why this process is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Peter and Rachel.
Man, the best.
Yeah. The best. The absolute best. I hadn't watched that in so long.
I've replaced it with the CT and Diem half an hour compilation.
Oh, what? Girl, talk about torture. Are you crazy? Oh, no.
Sometimes, you just got to squeeze out a cry. You just got to get it out. You know what I mean?
No. Even just thinking about it, I can't.
The compilation is crazy.
I know it is. Oh, no. He sent it to me, actually.
Yeah, of course. It's everything. But I had to replace it because Rachel doesn't want us watching this. You know what I mean?
I know. I know. We have to listen. I gotta listen.
Yeah. But oh man, but yeah, every day for a year and a half after I would watch this.
Yeah, I know. And then I hadn't watched it today. I watched it. I hadn't watched it in so long, and I was like so leaned in, like, oh my God,
I was right back to where I was. Yeah,
yes. I'm like, I know every morsel of this scene. Like, it's crazy. Oh, okay. We have some honorable mentions.
Yeah, some quick ones.
Yeah, go ahead. Who do you have first?
Okay, first up, I'm gonna do Rachel and Tino.
Oh, Jesus. Bruh. That's one of the most hilarious endings. The way he looked.
He looks so bad.
So bad.
So he ended up cheating on her, right?
Yep. Sure
right.
Did.
I think before the show premiered.
Like no time at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
So the show ends. He's describing the cheating. He's describing what happens in this relationship, storytelling, if you will. And then he busts out a journal with the things that she allegedly said and direct quotes that she had. Because he was so hurt by the things that she
Tino.
I was like, how do you not have direct quotes for your damn self?
Right.
But you go sit up here and try to quote this girl, and she just nailed him every single time.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I was saying something and then you were on mute. You were saying things back.
Right. Yeah. And how you going to say out of one side of your mouth, you cheated on me, made out with some girl or some shit like that? And on the other side, well, you almost like trying to explain why he cheated. So you're trying to pin it on me?
Yep.
We're not doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what he tried to do.
Oh my God.
He ended up really sweating a lot. Really sweating.
Sweat through his everything.
His shirt. And then he ended up calling, I remember this so vividly, an Uber X. I was like, it's not even a black. Like, can you splurge, please? This one time. On a Suburban? No, you're waiting on a Prius to come get you.
Ugh.
Oh my God, it was so bad. She looked great at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I wish her outfits were better. I know she was feeling funny about her boobs and she had the whole boob journey.
Fashion was tough that season.
Yeah, and then she was up against Gabby, who was like, a living Fanta girl. So like that was tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, she ended up looking really smart at the end. She's a really smart girl. And he ended up looking really bad.
Horrible. He just did her so dirty, and Rachel was like, she was like the sweet one, right? Gabby was like the spunky one.
Yes.
And everyone was like a Gabby or Rachel, right? Rachel was like super emotional, but she wore her heart on her sleeve and she was sweet. And to end up with this dirty ass cheater, like it just didn't. Why?
Oh, I don't know.
You suck and we hate you. And she's can say anything and we're gonna just like fucking ride at dawn and roast her ass. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I have Juan Pablo and Claire.
Oh my God, I never saw this.
Oh girl, you should watch the clip.
I should, right? Okay.
It's a good one. So Juan Pablo was already just the worst bachelor of all time.
Do you think he's the most hated out of everybody?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right? Still. Yeah. I remember him on Marriage Boot Camp.
Yeah. Not married.
Oh, yeah. Still boyfriend, girlfriend.
Still. Yeah. So as you were watching Juan Pablo's season, you knew you were watching the worst bachelor of all time. Like that's how bad it was. Yeah. His English was like pretty limited.
But that also seemed like an act, didn't it? I remember watching it and being like, okay, Ricky Ricardo.
With it? Yeah. He's like playing into it to victimize himself.
Yeah.
But everything was, it's okay. Oh
my God, it's okay. Like you wanted to, like, oh my God, like I could not hear it anymore. And it was such a tough season to watch because the women were really trying. Yeah.
Like they were really trying to force this shit.
Yeah.
But he was the walking definition of an unserious man.
And he had some serious girls. Didn't he have Andy, the lawyer?
Andy was in that. Yeah. He had some like solid girls. But it was just so obvious that he was not going to walk away with anyone because he did not take the process seriously. He didn't take these women seriously. Andy's a serious ass lawyer. Like, what are you? She's here and she was in her 30s, I would say.
Yeah, same with Claire, right?
Same with Claire. Like, these are serious women. And it was so obvious that he just like did not give a fuck. Like, I don't know what he was there for TV or what he was trying to do, but like he was there to have fun. It was the most obvious of watching a bachelor there to like fuck around. Like that was it.
Ugh. Yeah.
So we get to the finale and he breaks up with Claire and he's choosing the other girl, Nikki. And Claire went off on him.
Yeah.
But there was some important context before. So I'm sure you heard about this whole moment during their one-on-one. Yes. Oh, it was so weird. So during their one-on-one, like on their way to proposal or like the night before or the day before proposal, she was talking to him in the helicopter about like engagements and like, what do you think? How are you feeling? And he whispers in her ear, well, we find out later in some expose book that some lady wrote, and she sat down with Claire, who gave her the full word for word what he said. Oh, yeah. Because they played it. They played Claire in her interview saying he said something inappropriate. And I don't know how to feel about it. And then we all were wondering, what the fuck did he say?
Yeah.
Well, we got the word for word. So she asks him, what do you think about engagements? How do you feel? And he goes, I don't know, but I liked fucking you.
Oh.
So she was walking into engagements.
Oh my God. That's
already feeling
insane. What an idiot.
But he does not, he didn't fucking care. He didn't fucking care at all about these girls. Like,
ew.
So she's walking into engagements feeling gross about herself, feeling disrespected. She had told him, I want to say, during overnights that she was in love with him. He didn't say it back to her. Like, she was always trying to like move the needle and see if he can like give her some reassurance, and he would never do it. But she walked into the engagement still hopeful, still thinking this could be her person. And he breaks up with her. And she goes off on him. She says, "For what you made me go through, I would never want my children having a father like you."
And he was the first single dad.
This man already had a child.
Oh my God.
That's like the biggest blow to say to somebody who is a father. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
That was wild. But it was such a satisfying ending because we all hated him.
Yeah, right.
And she was such a real one for like walking away with her. I mean, her head was head low. She's crying and sad, but like she was walking away with her head held high because
her
she
dignity,
got the last word with
yeah.
some dignity. Yeah. And it was really nice and refreshing to see a woman leave like this. I feel like we had never seen that before on The Bachelor before Claire. Yeah. So yeah, that definitely needs to be mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, what a good one. Yeah, I gotta watch that clip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Okay, who do you have next, friend?
Next is actually Ari and Becca.
Oh, Jesus.
And I have these two because I think this is the best Bachelorette setup we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
She really deserved to be the Bachelorette after all this foolishness. So
definitely.
Ari was in love with Lauren, literally told her on the way out, putting her in the car, "I love you still." So he was trifling since then, since the proposal. And the whole season, they had an unspoken thing that continued to be unspoken between the two of them. They'd never really talked. We got so much footage of them in complete and total silence. These two people.
Yes.
It was really, really interesting and wild. And Becca, who had fabulous Uncle Gary, we love Uncle Gary.
Yeah.
Really had her wits about her. We really rooting for her as a single woman. I think, did her father pass away, I think, or something?
Father passed away, yeah.
Yeah. She was like good Midwestern girl, so they loved her on the show. So they edited her really well.
She had a personality, too.
Yeah, right.
She had a personality. We got to know her. We couldn't even like Lauren B because she never spoke.
Yeah.
And we didn't understand their connection because we didn't know who she was.
No. And she was one of the youngest. This was the oldest Bachelor they've had, I think. He's 36. She was 25.
He was 36?
He was 33-6. 3-6.
In my head, I thought you were going to say 46 or like 45, like mid 40s. Like,
no.
That's crazy.
I know.
Damn. They made him out to be ancient.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's another one. He should have been Peter. So he had a cast of great ladies.
He did. Yeah. Yeah.
So that, again, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So watching his season, it was our first season recording the podcast as well, which is fun.
Yeah. It was.
But yeah, they broke up on camera. So he called, clearly, production.
That was fucking crazy.
Which was foul.
Yeah.
And broke up with her at that Happy Couples. That's the first time we also got to see what Happy Couples meant.
Yeah. These little secret meetups.
They're at this like fly Airbnb somewhere in California.
Yeah.
And he sits down with her and he's like, "Oh, how was Vegas?" She's like, "Oh, it's good, but I missed you." And he's like, "Okay." And she's like, yeah. She's like, "I'm getting scared. Like, why are you talking like this?" And he's like, And then he says, "I don't know how to start this conversation."
Oh my God.
What a loser face. Oh my God.
It's also crazy too because the cameras were there. So she already knew something was going down. But why the fuck are the cameras here, Ari? Like, that was what was crazy about this, was he called the cameras to do this.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So they're breaking up. It's horrible. She's running into the laundry room trying to call her mother. She's defying the camera. She's trying to take off her mic pack. It was a whole huge drama. Then they cut back to after the final rose, and he proposes to Lauren.
Oh my God. On After the Final Rose?
No. I think that was at like Paradise. I think he proposed to Lauren.
Oh.
It was, but it was on television. He proposed to Lauren.
Yeah. Oof.
And now looking back, obviously this was the best decision for them. He is literally the male advocate. He's like a male rights advocate.
Oh.
He's like one of those, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And they do have 50-11 kids. So
and they have I think she's having another one.
That's like maybe number 5 or 6.
I think so, yeah.
Easily, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And she is with a black man.
Becca is with a full... Her arc is wild.
Her arc is crazy. Yeah.
Her arc is crazy. From Ari to Garrett, head of MAGA.
Yeah.
To a black man, a full black man, after having she had a whole podcast with Rachel. No,
with Rachel. Yes, Bachelor Happy Hour. That was their podcast.
That was their podcast.
Oh my God.
And then Black Lives Matter, 2020, everything was going down. And Rachel was like, girl, I don't even know what to tell you about your man who we know. Hello. And then Becca was on air going through her own journey of white womanness.
Oh my God. And her white guilt that was coming up suddenly.
Oh my God. But she ended up breaking up with that man.
She did. And that's also rightfully so. I think he got somebody else, I believe, named Lauren.
Oh, jeez. So many Laurens.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a good one.
And just a good setup for her. I remember all the other girls in Ari's cast rallying around her being like, yeah.
Yes, they had the whole moment.
Yeah, be the Bachelorette. I remember his women tell all. Do you remember that bullshit? His women tell all. Someone, who was it? Put it down below if you remember. Somebody said to him, I know what you did, and it's fucked up.
Oh, that's right.
You remember?
They already knew. Yes, they already knew how it ended.
Yeah.
Oh, but we, the audience, didn't know. So we were like, what do you do? What do you know that I don't know? Yeah.
They all were so anti-Ari.
Yeah. They came in hot. They came in hot to that woman tell all. That's so true.
It was like the other women tell all where they were all hot against him. Oh my God. What was that?
What was that?
Oh my God. It was with Serena. It was Clayton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They all went. They physically were all going to go after it. I feel like they were going to jump him after.
That's so
it was
true.
A similar feeling at Ari's Women Tell All. They were all sitting up on that stage like, we know what you did.
We know what you did. Yeah. Oh my God. I think it was Becca Martinez that might have said it. Yeah. She couldn't hold back.
No.
couldn't hold back.
No, still can't.
Still can't. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that was a good one, friend. That was a good one. Okay, my last, and I barely want to talk about this because it's real fresh and I'm still pissed.
Oh my God.
Jen Tran, her finale, a tragedy. First I want to start with Jen. First Asian Bachelorette, we needed one. It was way past due. Howsomever. Sorry, y'all. Jen was a pretty disappointing Bachelorette.
Yeah. We don't talk about it because how they did her.
They did her
really dirty.
They did. But her decision making all the way through was
rough.
She was too young. She was too immature. I get it. Everybody has work to do on themselves. She had a lot of work that, in particular, I didn't want to watch that person on a marriage show.
No, me either.
Because I just knew it was going to end in some bullshit. And we knew that from episode 3. So her decision making being piss poor, and then her final 2 men were walking red flags.
I didn't want her to choose either of them people.
Either one of them, Pete Davidson and then Marcus, who could barely string together 2 words to tell her his feelings.
Girl, because he was CTE
so rough
from whatever. Anyway,
straight up PTSD.
Yeah, he was struggling with stuff.
He was another one struggling. It was really hard to watch him try to do this process that was eating him up.
Meanwhile, the whole time they're trying to promote Wicked.
Yeah. Juxtaposition of this is so just bad. Horrible.
Yeah.
And then the finale was a mess. The producers making her sit on stage next to Devin.
Yeah.
And together they had to watch back their engagement. It was diabolical. It was so cruel. It was psychotic, whoever made that decision to make her do that.
Yeah.
And as an audience, as we're watching it, we just felt so horrible.
For her. Mostly for her.
Mostly for her,
Why would you do that? You guys already made that mistake once.
Yes.
With Rachel. You had her in the left corner and her face the entire time. That's really unfair to do. Unless you're Sweet Gnomes. That was everything.
That we needed.
When she was whispering Spanish to that man in that bottom left corner for easily an hour when we were watching Peter. That was a good decision. But
that was great.
Terrible decision.
Didn't need it. And it was already a rough ending. We did not need this on top. It was such a rough ending for such a cute little cherub, little bachelorette that Asian bachelorette, we wanted better for her, obviously. And then to just literally kick her while she was down it was horrible. It was a horrible finale.
So bad.
So bad.
Yeah.
And that's our countdown, guys.
That was it. Can I say his aftermath of crashing out was also hysterical? Suzanne Bachelor Jada DM'd us the other day, and the last DM she had was me talking about Devin's New Year's. He had the side up with the bottle girls, and it was like, "Fuck you, Jen."
Are you serious?
It was so pathetic, Natasha.
That sucks, yo.
So bad. He
horrible.
He
sucks terribly.
bad.
Yeah, he's a horrible person.
Oh,
horrible.
Oh my god, he was terrible.
Was it also after the final rose where, what's his name? Jeremy in the crowd?
Oh my god, yeah. Yes. He was like, we were at the club in New York.
We were at the club.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's face like darting from side to side. It wasn't a club.
Yeah,
like,
it was a lounge.
Lounge, yeah. Like, what you mean club? Like,
oh my god, so funny.
Oh god, let us know in the comments what other finales we're missing.
Yes,
what y'all think of the countdown? Who else? There's so many more. I know we missed a ton. So let us know your favorite Bachelor finale breakup in the comments. And this was fun. This was fun, friend.
Oh my god.
Sound off in the comments. Join us on Patreon, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.